Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Onepeg. Sorry it's been so long. I was away. We decided that we were going to go to TwitchCon after all, and I decided that I was going to spend 4 or 5 days in Vegas. Unfortunately, it didn't go according to plan, and while I was there, when I arrived, the Airbnb that I had reserved had dipped on me at the very last second, like 10 minutes before I landed the plane, and then the second one, the one that I finally was able to get late that night when I arrived to replace the Airbnb I lost, ended up being kind of a disgusting place. So we finally got a refund, and I moved into a hotel. So, and then it was great, but the run-up probably could have been better. Anyway, TwitchCon was amazing. We'll talk about that another time. Tarkov Arena looks like it's actually going to be really fun. Yeah, there were some desynchy moments that we saw with Landmark and stuff when he was playing in the tournament. However, that was because it wasn't on LAN. They were actually dialing into a West Coast server, and it is a preliminary build, so hopefully they're able to get some of those netcode issues figured out by the time that Arena actually goes live in December. So there's your teaser. Anyway, on to dark and darker stuff. So while I was gone, it appears that SDF made a couple of announcements. One is that we're going to have a gear wipe in the next day and a half. So tomorrow, the 26th Eastern Standard Time, or GMT, however it is that you set your clock, there is going to be a wipe of the game sometime on the 26th. Now, because Korea, as of my time zone, is about 12 hours ahead of me, I expect that the wipe will end up coming early in the morning for them on the 27th, meaning it will be later on in the evening on the 26th for me, and likely midnight-ish or possibly even after midnight GMT for those of you in Europe. Now, in the run-up to this, there was the removal of the gear cap, at least for normals. We saw that they changed it to allow for unique items again in normals while I was away. And this was met with an awful lot of negativity. The overwhelming number of, I guess, emote responses, if you want to gauge it by that, in the Discord was some 5,700 downvotes compared to, I guess, all of the other emote responses. And there was an awful lot of, I guess, negativity being spread in the Discord. But in its current state, the game being the way that it is makes the most sense, with SDF having removed it. Now, I am a proponent of people not wanting to be steamrolled by people in purples. I absolutely am. However, as I have said before, the problem with the gear cap in normals is that there isn't a big enough carrot for people to want to advance beyond that into high roller. The incentives just don't exist, and the amount of balance that is necessary in order for normals to feel right, with blues being as strong as they can be, is a problem. That's something that they have to figure out. Well, I think that that's coming. Now, SDF says in his note that they're going to be conducting Hotfix 18, obviously tomorrow, entails a early closure of the leaderboard and a wipe. At this time, only the items will be wiped. Hotfix 18 will definitely bring about changes to the game direction based on the results of testing conducted so far. You guys, unfortunately, will have to forgive me a little bit. I'm losing my voice, or I had lost my voice while I was in Nevada, and I'm still trying to recover from that. And give me another couple of days, and we'll be back to snuff. Anyway, he had stated that they're going to be making vast balancing changes. I think the balance changes that we're going to be seeing have to centralize around blue items. Specifically, the fact that blue items are incredibly powerful. I'd also like to see, once again, them do something with the amount of damage scaling that is capable by stacking plus damage gear. The plus magical damage, plus physical, plus weapon. That kind of stuff needs to have its stuff adjusted a little bit, in my opinion. He also ended up saying in order to allow time to assess the outcome of these changes, Patch 2, originally slated for early November, is going to be postponed slightly and is expected to take place in mid-November. Patch 2 comes with a wipe of all characters, items, and triumph levels. We will provide further details in the patch notes. Thank you. The most interesting takeaway from this is that with a change to triumph levels, with them wiping triumph levels, you know, the ability to earn those little blue stone shards, that means that there's a change in season. Remember, originally they said that they wanted to have a season every 3 months. So this is actually kind of a big deal because this is the first seasonal shift we've seen since the game went live. Granted, it is early access, don't get me wrong, but a reset in triumph levels so people could re-earn some blue shards again is actually pretty sweet. There's also the potential that we could see some finalization to the Warlock and maybe even the introduction of a Druid, maybe by mid-November. That would be pretty sweet. Also, we also have to remember that there's the possibility of them having some of that server consolidation stuff that they have been talking about wanting to do for the last couple of months, ever since I did the Q&A with SDF back when. Not to mention the teasers for a new level and potentially a new boss with the Cyclops that they said that they were going to add to Goblin Caves. And then there's always this running teaser with the dragon because we don't know exactly where he's going to end up. Perhaps he'll end up on the new map. But I do have something that I can share with you that was teased by SDF with me, and for those those of you sticking around to the end of the video, you guys get to be the first to know. I asked SDF quite specifically if there were any leaks for the upcoming patch that he'd be willing to share. And he said the biggest change will be stash extensions. So we're going to get a bigger stash. He didn't elaborate. I don't have any details, but I can tell you that there are stash extensions. We will see whether or not they are things that are granted at the start, if it comes along with leveling, or if it's something that we potentially have to earn. As of yet, I don't know. Also, I'm hoping that sometime in November, maybe by mid-November, we'd end up seeing some introduction of some quests. Just something, even if they're dailies or whatever, just for us to be able to work on achieving something. Perhaps the stash extensions will come as the result of some of those quests being added to the game. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. Sorry for my froggy voice. If you would be so kind as to sub the channel here, if you enjoy the content, I would very, very much appreciate it. Otherwise, you can see me live at twitch.tv/onepeg, where I am also going to start simultaneously casting on YouTube, hopefully starting today if I can get it set up in time for the stream this morning. But as soon as this video is edited out, it will be live for you all to see. Please come by the streams, but I will be simultaneously casting on Twitch and YouTube from now on, seeing as CEO Dan Clancy now says that we can do that. So pretty sweet. Anyway, guys, thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one, okay? Peace.